So this morning we're going to engage in a little more polemics. John chapter 1, in speaking about Iesous, says that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. We have beheld his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father. John bore witness to him and cried, this was, I think that's speaking of so-called John the Baptist. This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me, for he was before me. And from his fullness, that is, from the Word, have we all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. Now, some translations, like even the New Living Translation, no, I want a good literal translation. Well, the NKJV should be literal. It adds the word but there. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Iesous. Let's see. Young's literal translation. For the law through Moses was given, the grace and the truth through Jesus Christ did come. So, now, this verse may be misunderstood, may be misapplied by Christians, some apologists will say, but the way it is used by Christians is to say that grace and truth came through Iesous, through Iesous. Well, that's just not true. Exodus chapter 34 verse 1, the Lord, the Creator, said to Moses, cut 2 tables of stone like the first, and I will write upon the tables the words that were on the first tables which you broke. Be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning to Mount Sinai, and present yourself there to me on the top of the mountain. No man shall come up with you, and let no man be seen throughout all the mountain. Let no flocks or herds feed before that mountain. So Moses cut 2 tables of stone like the first, and he rose early in the morning and went up on Mount Sinai, as the Creator had commanded him, and took in his hand 2 tables of stone. And the Creator descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of the Creator. So that's the tetragrammaton there, the 4-letter sacred, ineffable, personal, divine name of the Creator. The Creator passed before him and proclaimed, the Creator, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. Now, in John chapter 17, if you were to translate grace and truth into Hebrew, it would be Chesed ve'emet. And lo and behold, in Exodus, though here it's translated steadfast love and faithfulness, in Hebrew, and it's right here, Chesed ve'emet. Chesed, there it says loving kindness, and emet. Emet means truth. And if we were to look at Chesed, we can see that it's translated kindness, by implication towards God, piety, rarely, beauty, favor, good deed, kindly, merciful, kindness, mercy, pity, reproach. So I guess sometimes there's an opposite meaning depending on modifiers or something. But let's see. Your servant has found favor in your sight, kindness, see, steadfast love translated there. Again, steadfast love. Yeah, so the RSV seems to like the translation steadfast love. Excuse me. So, let's see. Grace. Mercy. This is in the King James Version. Kindness. 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 Mercy. There it actually says, blessed be the Creator, the deity of my master Avraham, who has not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. So there it's it's like Avraham is a personification of those qualities of the Creator. So what we see here is that the grace and truth was given by the Creator through the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. That was the revelation of these qualities or attributes of the Creator. As what does he say? Moses, and let's continue in verse 7. The Creator keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. What? I thought, you needed Iesous for that. Forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, but who will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and the fourth generation. And Moses made haste to bow his head toward the earth and worshipped, and he said, If now I have found favor in thy sight, O Lord, let the Lord, I pray thee, go in the midst of us, although it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thy inheritance. So Moses is acknowledging, hey, this is a stiff-necked people, but, basically, please be with us and take us for your inheritance. And then the Creator says, behold, or look, I make a covenant. And then he promises to drive out the various non-Israelite tribes from the land as they inherit the land, and then he lays down commandments of the law of Moses, and that's the expression of the grace and truth. So John, true to Christian religion, tries to come along and say, oh, basically the law, that was all a mistake, and the Creator isn't with his inheritance, his people, his special possession anymore, and now he's with Gentile Christians and backslidden, apostate, idolatrous Israelites, however few in number, and says that it wasn't really it wasn't really the law, it was really Jesus. And that's kind of the plug-in for Christians, is anytime they see a passage or a concept they don't understand, they just plug in Jesus, and it just simplifies everything. I don't know what that passage means, it must be Jesus. I don't know who the prophet is talking about, it must be Jesus. It's a really simple religion, if you could just believe in Jesus and that's it, and you don't have to really know or anything about the words the Creator gave, when he revealed himself at Sinai, and you don't really need to know what the prophet said to the children of Israel, and you don't need to know what commandments are even incumbent upon non-Jews. You don't need to know any of that. All you need is to believe in a dead man. This is an attempt to replace the Torah and the children of Israel with some new, more Gentile-oriented, mystical religion that really bears no resemblance to what the Creator gave the children of Israel. Its assertion that grace and truth came through Iesous is false. It was already revealed by the Creator in the Torah, given through his servant Moses.